I've watched this game a lot of times.
Okay. Let's go, Puffy. Let's go.
I think he might go for. Oh, actually no. I watched a different Bunny vs Serral game. Never mind. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, playing for Team Envy in the red, this is Bunny.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall, we have his opponent, the Finnish Zerg player himself, representing Eds Esports. It is Serral.
Not that I think that these two players are necessarily going to meet again, but you never know what could happen.
Yeah, you know, history is not set in stone. You know, and we're still in November. You know, we're still. There's hope out there for anything to happen. Anything, but oh my god!
As we do see it.
Yeah.
Serral going for a pull first, so definitely makes a lot of sense on this map. This is a map with a pretty short rush distance. It's a map where as a Zerg, you definitely want to be in control of what's happening. We have seen a few 2-Raxes going down as well, so I think just making a little bit of a hard read that Bunny might be going for something aggressive, which he isn't, but it's not the worst situation. There's a lot of different things that you can do from a pull first as a Zerg, and just having those options in your mind can make things a little bit difficult for the Terran.
Yeah, just because this is designed to be a safe opener to try and hard counter any kind of proxy rack shenanigans, you can still make use of this depending on how many lings you dedicate to. You can delay your CC across the map as well. As we can see, Serral is only going to be making these first 2 lings.
Yeah, there we go. So this usually leads into a fast third as well. I definitely expect to be seeing that. And Bunny actually going to be opting not to SCV scout. So these two lings, if they can path in such a way to avoid the Reaper, which they should be able to, seeing as, I was going to say the Overlord might see it, but it won't. If they can avoid the Reaper with their pathing, they can probably delay the CC.
Oh, but the RNG or the luck is not there. They do get spotted by this Reaper, and as a result, these lings are going to get pushed back and hunted down. So the CC will be done in time here for Bunny. He'll be able to scout across the map with his Reaper and try and confirm what the follow-up is of the pull first, as we do have that third that you were talking about.
Yeah, so there we go. That Reaper going to be heading in. We do have that third, but we have a Roach Warren as well. Ooh. So very tricky opening by Serral.
Oh my god. Okay. The gas was, of course, not used on that ling speed. The Reaper is going to be able to dip in. Oh, did he recognize that there was no researching there on that spawning pool, as he doesn't go in deep enough to see the Roach Warren?
You have very nice details out of Serral as well. He pulls 2 off gas, so there's only 1 on gas when the Reaper goes up, just to hide what he's doing here.
Yeah.
So when Bunny jumped in there, he checked that he would have only seen how many drones were on gas.
Yeah, exactly, which all looks normal as well. Meanwhile, Bunny did follow up with a second Reaper, but despite having 2 Reapers, he hasn't gone behind the mineral line. He hasn't checked anything. He probably thinks he doesn't have to because of that third hatchery.
Yeah, absolutely. And behind this, he has gone for a double gas build, so he is being a little bit more safe. He does often go for Hellbat Marauder builds on this map, so there is a possibility for that, but did he get an eye on the roaches, sir?
Yeah, he spotted the roaches just as they hatched from those eggs, so Bunny's fully aware of what's going on. Then we go, a bunker is on the way here at the natural. We see a Marauder in production as well, so Bunny is trying to react as quickly as possible, but is it too late?
Yeah, this is a very well hidden build by Serral, but of course, with the way that you have to hide this, that does mean you have a few less roaches than usual, so it is just going to be the 7 roaches, and 8th being rallied in behind that. They will arrive just in time, but not before the bunker finishes.
Yeah, there we go. The bunker does finish up just in time. 1 roach was actually knocked over the wall, is going to be hunted down, is going to be shut down, and as a result, the bunker finishes up. We have Marauders. Bunny holds.
Yeah, Bunny is going to hold here. Taking a look at the situation afterwards, it doesn't look like Serral's really too far behind from that because of that third, because he's been droning behind this. He is still slightly ahead in the drones, probably around where you would expect to be in this matchup. So Yeah, it's going to be up to Bunny to see how he's going to respond. A third goes down, extra Raxes go down, so going to be going into more of a macro continuation.
Oh, yes, he is. He also has the map control at the moment, especially because he shut down all those roaches. The roaches were able to come back home, though, so Bunny can't really deal or too much economic damage. It's just going to be hoping to try and slow down that creep. The Viking already took down one of those overlords and is looking for another here, but the queens do get in position.
Brilliant Hellion dive here as well. Just recognizing that there won't be any lings, that it's just roaches. He's going to dive those straight in. Good reactions from Serral with that Evo block, though. And he catches all these Hellions. Only 4 drones going down.
Yeah, 4 drones for 4 Hellions. Not too bad here of a trade for Serral, especially due to the fact that he didn't really have too many links to keep up with those Hellions. So great roach positioning overall. And now he is free to drone.
Yeah, Serral is so sharp with those Evo blocks. That's really difficult to do, and he does it so consistently.
Yeah, exactly. And because of that, he was able to avert disaster there in his natural base. Meanwhile, behind the Serral, Bunny, he's going to be landing his 3rd base on location as well, working on his double upgrades. But Serral is actually going to be committing to his roach tech here. It can sometimes be a little bit of a hard call to make, but he is going into roach speed.
Yeah, one disadvantage as well that I'm noticing coming out from Serral's opener is that he only has 3 queens right now. He's got a 4th one coming, but that is a really low queen count. And I think if he is going to be opting to go for a 1-1 roach all in because of that, that would make a lot of sense.
Exactly. He's not too concerned with spraying that creep or anything like that. He wants to try and preserve his resources for these roaches. 1-1 should be started up soon. And once we get that +1 range, we're going to get confirmation, yes, that he is going to be going for that timing. Oh, actually, infestation pit.
But an infestation pit, yeah.
Oh.
Interesting. So maybe going into roach lurker? Question mark?
Yeah, it's definitely possible for him to get into lurker play. He can even get into infestor play as well. It's a bit of an older composition, roach ravager infestor, but I can see that working against Bio.
Yeah, for sure. As we do see a little bit of a supply block here from Bunny, unfortunately. So he is going to have that little hiccup there. He's missing a little bit of SCV production as well, but got that 1 mod on the way. Got the armory down at a decent time. Basically, if he can work out what's happening. Oh, there's the infestors.
Yeah.
If he can work out what's happening, I think it's going to be best for Bunny to just try to play it pretty safe until his 2-2 kicks in.
Oh my god. What is this, Heart of the Swarm? It's a great way to make up for your lack of banelings for that splash damage. Meanwhile, here we go. We do see the Marines trying to dip on in towards that triangular third. They pick off a couple of units, but they do not scat that infestation pit.
Yeah, Serral making a few adjustments here based on the opening not really working out that well for him and having such a low queen count, being stuck with roaches as a composition and being on such a small map. I do like that he's gone for something a little bit out of the ordinary to try to even things up.
Exactly. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer, though. There's not enough energy for any kind of spells from these infestors because we did not get pathogen glands. Also, it looks like this is a stepping stone. He only got 2 infestors, and fungals are going to be crucial in the defense, but he's only has them just so we can survive long enough to get into his hive, to get into his lurkers.
Yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, we do see one of the medevacs of Bunny going to be going down, unfortunately getting biled there, and Bunny being very aggressive out on the map, maybe just looking to clear some creep.
Yeah, clears up what little creep tumors there are. Meanwhile, here we go. The infestors are coming on in. We do land a fungal.
Ooh. Yeah, almost sniping down at one of those infestors is Bunny, but instead going to be losing half of that drop. He's going to be threatening both sides with these drops just to try to keep Serral pinned back at home, though.
Another fungal connects, and every Marine is going to be going down on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, on the right, there were roaches in position as well. Bunny gets forced back. It looks like he may be going into the main.
Yeah, does have that single drop, but the single drop not too scary there. We see Serral repositioning his spore as well as spreading creep throughout that main, and it does feel like Serral has a really nice lead here going into this mid game.
Yeah, it was a little bit greedy, don't get us wrong, but that's also why it was really smart of him to go for those infestors earlier on. And meanwhile, the hive is done. Groove Spine's on the way. The first round of lurkers are in production.
Yeah, already getting those lurkers, getting those vipers as well. This would make me so sad. This is like everything that I hate all at once.
This
would be such a sad game.
It's an anti-Asher game. This is what makes you smooch.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Thankfully, not a lot of players play like this, and again, like it's really. Interesting.
On an A, puppy.
Oh no. We do have a little bit of harassment here on the 6th base, sorry, the 5th base of Serral. The drop just trying to be as annoying as possible. Nidus on the way though.
If you told me this was Cham or eggs, I would believe you.
Cham especially. Cham loves this. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
As here we go. Looks like Bunny is going to be meeting this little side force out on the map. Takes out a lot of these lings. This is really nice aggression from Bunny, having his army split up like this.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to be able to pick off what little units he can. What kind of vision do we have across the map here for Serral? Looks like we don't really have an overseer in position, so we're not going to be making use of that Nidus yet.
Yeah, nice little army split from Serral. I love how he's got this one infestor in that army over to the right. Both players trying to match each other army for army, but there we go. The lurkers have been revealed. Ghost Academy still a little ways off for Bunny. We see he's getting 2 tanks at a time. 2-2 should be kicking in and around now as well. So I believe both these players' armies kind of cancel each other out. It just means neither of them can push.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Bunny's just being contained here to 4 bases, and Serral, it feels like he has free reign of the entire map. There are a couple of drops that are threatening him, but here we go. Serral's pushing on forward, applying some pressure to the triangular third. The Vipers are here to yoink whatever they can if the tanks get too close.
Yeah, exactly. They do have those yoinks available to them. It looks like that the range there for the lurkers is going to be kicking in, so... Ooh, 1 tank going to be going down already. Quite a lot of bio going down too, and Bunny finds himself in a pretty awkward position. Nothing really out on the map to deal with these lurkers just yet.
Yeah, we do have that double drop, going to be sniping 2 of those queens, so not bad trades here. The lurkers are looking a little exposed, but the bio cannot get anywhere close, and the tanks are just too far back.
Yeah, these lurker spines are doing work. Some of the mining being denied here on the 3rd. Viper's getting a lot of value with those yoinks as well.
Yeah, at the same time, the double drop, it comes back in. This time, there's nothing quite here, so a lot of drones are going to be going down. Oh my god, he actually gets on top of the workers.
Yeah, Bunny does manage to find a moment to get on top of the workers. Meanwhile, he's going to make a push on these lurkers here. Takes down a lot of them. Beautiful Blinding Cloud going to make that a little bit more difficult. And looks like Serral managing to force another scan. Takes out almost every unit as well.
Yeah, I feel like that was just a better trade for Serral. Sure, his lurker count was reset, but his economy makes up for that. And Bunny lost a lot of tanks there.
Yeah, absolutely. Bunny is in a pretty rough spot here. Does have a few extra CCs that is going to help him out, but losing those tanks is a struggle. We do finally see ghosts on the way. We see shockwaves on the way as well, just in case Serral is going to go back into infestors, and maybe to deal with the Vipers as well.
Yeah, definitely. We need an answer to these Vipers. Massive shout out to Bunny though. I don't know if you noticed, but there are 0 Vipers remaining. This one drop that killed all those drones actually dove on top of a Viper that was trying to suck on the natural and actually sniped it. So yeah, really nice little moves here from a Bunny. These micro moves keeping him in this game. He needs a little bit more time though to recover.
Yeah, meanwhile, Serral's army positioning is absolutely fantastic. He's got a nice little army on both sides of the map. He even has a burrowed infestor over here on the left to try to catch out those ghosts. Looks like he might have run that into a turret though.
Ooh, yeah, it did go down. Serral losing a lot trying to push up this ramp into tank fire.
Yeah, a bit of an uncharacteristic mistake there by Serral, taking a very bad trade on the left there, and suddenly it is looking like Bunny's getting a decent amount of supply up and running. Serral does have that burrowed infestor over to the right side now.
Yeah, it is there over to the right, waiting for any opportune moment. Meanwhile, Serral is thinking further ahead as he takes more bases. We have a Spire on the way, I imagine, to get into Broodlords if he needs to. The Ghosts do get a couple of slides off. Looks like 1 Ghost is going to be going down, but decent trades overall.
Yeah, it looks like Serral maybe trying to trade out this Roach Ravager Force, which I think makes sense. Not getting the greatest value for it there, but if he could trade out those for a few ghosts, that would probably be quite nice for him.
Yeah, I feel like Serral's been trying to trade these out for the past like 5 minutes, but like he's also trying to be as efficient as possible, so he just keeps surviving.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. Meanwhile, we do see that, a 5th base is being taken here for Bunny, and if this gets up and running, like Serral is going to try his hardest to deny it. We'll see if he can.
Yeah, this is a very important move for Bunny. We do see the way that he's positioned his orbital in the bottom right-hand corner of the map does cut off this choke, and with all those tanks there, he should be fairly safe on that side, which does mean that he can just start to play over on this left side.
And there we go. He's going to be able to deny one of these hatcheries. We do see that we didn't remake any lurkers. Ling, Bane, Hydra is the composition of choice. He's looking to dive on top of the ghosts.
Oh, but this is a huge amount of tanks, and the Vipers were not able to do anything to deal with those. Looks like the Lingbane actually going to be breaking through anyway. A lot of tanks going down, but the Ghosts, for the most part, staying safe here.
Yeah, the Ghosts were able to survive that engagement. They looks like they're going to be able to get another cancel on that hatchery. What's important, though, is that we traded Lingbane for tanks, and Serral is the player with the bank because of his superior base cap, because of his better economy. He is going to be able to rebuild and try and go for that move again.
Yeah, Serral even actually getting the rich gas base on the right-hand side. Those bases are very important bases if it does come down to a split map situation to start mining out.
Definitely. You can argue that those bases are so difficult to take, especially if the attention is in that area, but for the time being, he's going to be able to get away with it. Nice cheeky snipes here from these Ghosts. There's no detection available here for Serral.
Yeah, he's going to be sniping those Banes. Serral looking like he might be trying to threaten a little bit of a manual detonation on the Banes, maybe on the Ghosts, but at the same time, yeah, Bunny just trying to set up here. And as you were saying, these low ground bases, they're incredibly hard to hold. I was talking to someone about this recently, actually, where it feels like the Terran can't really get these bases at all. The Zerg can't keep the bases, but they can try to mine them out a little bit.
Yeah. You're talking to David.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And here we go. Bunny's going to try and force himself forward here. There's not a lot of creep in this area either, so this hatchery is going to be under threat. Meanwhile, Serral is going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, he actually has an Infestor back here as well. Might be able to take one of these tanks, but no, that Infestor gets absolutely decimated. All these Banelings going to be rolling on in, though, and the Ravager's getting some damage on the tanks as well.
Yeah, not a bad fight here overall for Serral. Is able to force his opponent back. A lot of the tank count was reset. A lot of the Ghosts actually went down as well. The Ghost count was completely reset.
Yeah, a lot of Ghosts going down. Meanwhile, Serral just trying to hang on with this army. Actually taking the base to the bottom right-hand corner as well. Has an Infestor sitting there waiting too, so we're doing a very good job just trying to swallow up all the resources of this map. And meanwhile, these Banelings going to be rolling in, taking out all the tanks. Bunny, his tech is just being reset over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, the army gets completely taken down. Only the medevacs really survive. Bunny going to try and take the bottom right-hand base. Comes across a hatchery here. Is going to be able to clean this up eventually. But we can see just how much control Serral has of this game. And even though he hasn't been able to go for a kill move, he just keeps crippling and keeping Bunny down.
Yeah, he is actually starting to mine out this base on the right here, so that's pretty significant if it comes down to a split map situation, but he does not want to let it get that far. He's just constantly taking these trades wherever he can, and on such a high economy, and I can understand why.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure he wants Bunny to retaliate. He wants Bunny to counterattack because then he's going to fight on his terms with his reinforcements on creep. Bunny is going to push out. This hatchery has slowly gotten lower and lower. It looks like he'll finally be able to get a kill on it.
Yeah, there we go. He's just going to be poking out here to the north, but Serral, in the meantime, playing so much on the right-hand side. These Lings going to be running on in, catch these tanks undefended. Really nice move there to recognize that only tanks are defending on this side.
Yeah, 1-2 tanks are going to be going down. The Lings are going to be going uncontested for a little bit. Meanwhile, Bunny's going to be able to get a couple of drone kills. He's actually gaining ground on the left-hand side. He has a nuke available, and a couple of Ghosts are actually being a little bit cheeky here, trying to sneak into some of these bases.
Yeah, there we go. Meanwhile, for Serral, we do see he is transitioning into Infested Broodlord. We have a lot of Corruptors being made. We have that Neural on the way as well as Pathogen Glands. So it looks like didn't really want to go for Lurkers. Ooh, as that Ghost is denied there. Didn't really want to go for any more Lurkers as Bunny was transitioning into Ghost Tank. He's instead going to be going more into this Mega Late game here.
Yeah. Broodlord Infestor. It looks like that's what we want to be getting into. And because the tank count was, because the Ghost count was reset earlier, it makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, finally, a drop on the right-hand side is going to deny that rich Vespian gas base of Serral.
Yeah, that base is going to be going down. Bunny as well, going to be setting up his own rich gas here. Serral, once again, just being an absolute nuisance, is going to be trying to make a hatchery over on that right-hand side, and we do see a big engagement on the left.
Yeah, a lot of Marines are kind of getting caught out here, maybe going too far into creep. Snipes are going to be going off on what they can, but here we go. Serral picks up a couple more Ghosts.
Yeah, and there we go. That scan is going to catch those Broodlords being morphed in. This is something that's very strong on this map. Because the map is so small in area, the Broodlords can get across from Serral's side to Bunny's side very quickly, even bringing over a bit of a Spore Forest to help defend them.
Yeah, it's like a ZvP. Oh my god, the Spore Forest is here to support. It's able to deny any of these Ghosts as they try to go off. We do see a zoning nuke here, forcing Serral back. At the same time, a major fight happening on the right-hand side.
Yeah, big fight going on down. Bunny realizing he has to make this game more dynamic. He has to base trade, take advantage of the immobility of these Broodlords.
Yeah, and there we go. With that immobility, it looks like a lot of workers are going to be going down, but the Broodlords have arrived. The tanks almost get caught out, but the medevacs pick them up.
Yeah, really nice moves there. We do have this one Infestor here. Is it going to be able to pick up the Ghost?
I think it died. No, it's there! It's there! Oh my god.
Oh, huge fungal.
Wow, the insane fungals on all the ghosts on the entire bio army. We do see a blinding cloud as well. The Broodlords are pushing in.
Yeah, that fungal was so crucial. Cancels the snipes on every single ghost. We do see a nice spray coming out from Bunny. The tank's going to be killing a lot of his own units, and looks like the Broodlords are still standing. Their numbers have been shredded down, but are there going to be enough ghosts to take them out? Looks like there's no more energy for snipes.
Oh my god, there's no more energy. The ghosts are being taken out. The position has been broken. The Broodlords are quite low, but it looks like there just barely isn't enough on the ground for Bunny.
Yeah, these 7 hero Broodlords are just going to be able to break through. And this key base to the bottom right-hand corner, there is nothing that's going to be able to hold on there. The PF will be going down.
Mate, the fungal was insane. Throughout the entire game, we've seen these infestors kind of set up for traps, but like, there's never any payoff. They just never really get any juicy fungals. They typically get caught out of position or get detected, but that was the money shot there for Serral. He takes down another CC. Meanwhile, Bunny is trying to rotate over towards the left-hand side. He's trying to regain these bases.
Yeah, you just catch that Infestor there. And yeah, as you were saying, that Infestor waiting there, I actually think he probably would have won that fight if not for that fungal. If those ghosts had gotten those initial snipes off on the Broodlords, I think that fight goes very differently.
Definitely, definitely. And here we go. Another fungal connects with all these Marines, but they get the hatchery just in time. A hatchery for Marines, not too bad of a trade here for Bunny. Again, another skirmish here on the right-hand side. Another base gets denied from Serral.
Yeah, another base goes down, and these Marines, they are here. They are going to be able to start focusing down some drones. Looks like the Lings, they're going to be able to respond to that, but we do have ourselves a very scrappy game between these two players. These Broodlords are going to be the difference to Serral. He's got to be careful with them, though. If he loses these Broodlords, I could see a world where he loses this game.
Yeah, exactly. We're fighting on a knife's edge right now. The ghost count has been reset, or has been established once again. Fungal, not really too ideal, only gets one of these ghosts. Meanwhile, the CC is going to be going down. Oh, up. Ooh.
The CC just going down. These spores are going to be protecting from the Vikings. The Thors are moving to the front as well. We have a few Infestors, not too much energy left on them. A very delicate dance between these two players right now.
Yeah, exactly. And now with the addition of these Thors, like, Bunny just has a much better anti-Broodlord army. Another EMP on that flanking Infestor as well, and we even have a couple of snipes on the Vipers.
Yeah, a couple of those Vipers going down, even sniping out some of the Overlords just to prevent those from being turned into Overseers at a closer position. We do have one Overseer with the army, but yeah, it looks like the Viper's just sitting out of range. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this on the new patch. Anyway, we do have these Broodlords jumping in there. Huge fungals on the medevacs.
Yeah, huge fungal on the medevacs. We have a massive Link flank as well, trying to get on top of every single one of these ghosts. We do barely have detection coming in, but the Thors focus them down.
He snipes down the Overseer. He does the light move. He kills the detection for the invisible units.
The ghosts are invincible. They can't be spotted. He watches my stream.
And there we go. It does look like somehow he took out all of the Infestors. Maybe they wandered into tank fire, but every single Broodlord goes down, and Serral's actually in a lot of trouble right now. Looks like Bunny's just done enough throughout the game to prevent Serral from comfortably mining gas, and he doesn't quite have the bank that he needs to replace his complex army.
Serral is out of money right now. Bunny even taking minerals from the bases of Serral right now. I also love that that Bunny actually he decloaked as soon as the fight ended because he's preserving as much energy as possible. He's pushing his way forward. Serral, what does he even have left? He has 39 Lings and 4 Hydras.
Yeah, pretty much just Lings left, and the Lings don't really trade that well against a high ghost count. He's going to be morphing in a few Banelings, but I think Bunny might have done it. He is setting up this base to the low ground. Serral has to attack. He has to go for this last-ditch effort. GG is called, and Bunny clutching out an incredible late game.
GG, well played. That was so back and forth. It felt like for a lot of that game, Serral had the control. He had the bases. He was breaking Bunny there. But over time, Bunny was able to refine his army. And there was a certain point where things kind of swung in favor of Bunny, where he was finally being aggressive and being active and punishing some of these bases of Serral, just forcing engagements all over the map.
Hey, lad, honest question. Do you think Bunny wins that fight on the new patch with the ghosts not being able to snipe out of range?
It would be a different game. It would be a very different game. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. What I will say is that certain scenarios won't play out the same for sure. And if everything happened the same there, Serral probably would have been able to win and keep his Broodlords alive. But at the same time, maybe on the next patch, Bunny won't be as cavalier with his ghosts either. I don't know. It's like that's the thing to bear in mind is players will play differently. They will adapt. Don't smudge on me so much, Papi. Bunny won.
Yes, Terrans won't move out even that much.
Not like this, Papi. Not like this.
Well, there we go. Bunny with a massive upset, getting a 2-0 over Serral.
That was game 1.
Oh, what? Why did I think that was 2 games?
That was game 1, Papi. Calm down. Calm down.
Get him in the second game. I believe in you, Bunny. I can't actually remember the result of this. So.
Oh my god. That was.
How is that just 1 game?
That was 1 game. What do you mean?
Insane.
The high temperatures in Melbourne, they're getting to you, Papi.
They're getting to me. It's over. It's 2-0 and our cast is done for tonight.
We're done.
Goodbye.
But GG, well played. A very, very nice game there from Bunny. It was very back and forth, and at any moment, either player was ahead, and we could see roads to victory for them. But now we're going to be getting into game number 2. It's going to be Data Under the Sea.
I think that game should have been worth 2 wins.
You're an animal, Asher. You're an animal. Oh
all Terran wins should be worth 2 maps.
And in the next patch, they should be worth 3 maps. We should.
Yes.
We can 3-0 in best of 3s, Papi. Let's go.
Let's go. Like a Marine Lord.
Oh my god. But yes, we're getting ready for game number 2. We still have a full series ahead of us, and there's still an opportunity here for Serral to bring it back. Again, that game that happened on Waterfall, I feel like was very unique to the map itself. And speaking of features of a map, we're getting into one of the more macro standard maps.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, late game for Zerk looks pretty rough on that map, but at the same time, Bunny did such a great job constantly denying bases on the left and right, and it did feel like at times Serral was a little bit uncomfortable with the composition that he got from starting out with roaches. Anyway, maybe that's reading too much into it. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data C, this is our Terran in the red for Team NV, it is Bunny.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have his opponent, the Finnish Zerg player representing ENT Esports. It is Serral. And to add on to that, even though we had a pretty awkward opener there from Serral where his roach opener didn't really do too much, his transition into lurkers was pretty sexy. Like, it was pretty smooth.
Don't get any ideas.
As much as you don't like the— oh my god! As Serral goes for a gas pool opener. He's crazy.
Yeah, I think Serral knows that Bunny likes to go CC first on this map. Bunny has been going CC first very regularly on Data C and Tropical Sacrifice, and this to me is very clearly looking to counter that.
Yeah, there we go. Bunny did go for that CC first build, which is safe against pool first, but with this earlier gas, we should be seeing a much faster roach one here from Serral, or he could even go for a Bane bust. We have a couple of options available, but this is hyper aggressive from our Zerg.
Yeah, I think often what this leads into is just very fast 8 speedlings, and then that will deny the natural from being mined for quite a while, and he can just transition behind that.
There we go, there we go. We'll see if we pull out at 100 gas. We have that 100 gas. We can soon start that ling speed, and actually Serral, he keeps a couple more drones in gas.
Yeah, so he's just going to be hanging around in gas. There are a few possibilities here. Could be that Bane Bust like you were talking about. We'll have to see what he goes for. Maybe he just wants to see a little bit of what's going on first with his lings before he commits to anything like that.
We'll see, mate. We'll see as Serral is edging on closer to that 50 gas mark. We do see our first couple of links are going to be going across the map. The Overlord did, of course, confirm the CC first.
Yeah, and there we go. We see an immediate injure coming out from that queen. We do see that 8 lings, as I was talking about. The Overlord is going to be spotting out that CC, so it does look like that is going to be able to safely get up. Should even be able to morph into an orbital, but we're just waiting to see what Serral is going to do behind this. Looks like he's going to fully pull off gas now that he's seen that.
Yeah, pretty interesting here from Serral. The fact that, of course, a little bit inefficient in the sense that the gas isn't really going to do too much for him. He only has 8 lings, bear that in mind. So we'll see what he can get done with this as we have to wait a little bit longer for ling speed to really kick in.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, I don't think this actually is good against CC first. So,
yeah.
I'm not sure what he was trying to counter here. Maybe just a standard build.
Yeah, I imagine just a standard build, but unfortunately, because it's the CC first, the orbital is already done. The lings are going to get in, and they're going to be able to get a little bit of damage to the wall. The wall is a wall.
Yeah, so we are going to be having mining denied at this natural for a little while, but these 2 Hellions should be popping pretty soon. They will at least keep him safe here, and yeah, Serral's just going to duck out with those lings now.
Yeah, at least he keeps his lings alive, but I do think that he's in a bit of a rough position right now. Like, he did pretty quickly go back into droning, and we have a 3rd hatchery on the way, but because of the overall CC first, like, Bunny losing 3 SCVs isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, there we go. Serral now going to be going for a scout into that main as well. Looks like Bunny going to be going for Stim Viking. Does just have a very standard setup here. There's a lot of different ways this could go. He could be throwing down a 3rd pretty quickly. Could go into a 2-base all-in, which has been very common off the CC first openings.
Oh yeah, we'll see what that's going to be. Of course, the Vikings is going to give Serral a hard time to scout this, as the Overlord is going to be going down. At least confirms the 1-1-1. Is going to confirm a bit of an add-on swap as well, as Serral is still happily droning at home. He's getting a safety Baneling nest. Should be going into his lair momentarily as well, as the first wave of Hellions of Bunny are coming across the map.
Yeah, there we go. Those Hellions just going to be diving on in there, maybe punishing the lack of lings there by Serral. They spot out the Baneling nest as well, but behind this, Bunny is going to be going for that 2-base all-in. And Serral gets a ling in. He scouts it.
Oh my god, the ling slips in and sees 4 more Raxes on the way. Serral sees everything.
Yeah, Serral sees absolutely everything. He even slows down a few of these Raxes, killing one of those building SCVs, which Bunny hasn't noticed yet. Bunny just going to be sharking around with his Viking, trying to see whatever damage he can get, but Serral, he knows everything he needs to know. He should be in a great position to hold this. He even has time to go into a roach response.
There we go. He throws down a roach warren. He's going for his lair as well. Of course, he's going to be skipping out of his Evo upgrades in favor of a greater army, in favor of those roaches and soon to be ravagers.
Yeah, Bunny still hasn't noticed that this 5th Rax isn't building.
Oh no. No, buddy, the 5th Rax is just chilling there for a while. Hopefully he notices soon. Hopefully he notices at all this game. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty busy with his Hellions, with his Vikings, just trying to keep that pressure on Serral. But Serral, he's going up to a high queen count. He should be able to just keep on pumping out those queens. He's got roaches on the way, got that double Evo as well. And I'm not sure if Bunny knows yet that it's going to be roaches. As soon as he does find out that it's roaches, he will have to transition into more of a macro game. He won't be super far behind, but this 2-base all-in is not really going to work.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, no, the Hellions are getting caught out here across the map as well from these lings. Just a little bit too cavalier. Meanwhile, that 5th rack still hasn't been restarted. There we go. Finally, Bunny gets eyes on it. Oh.
Yeah, he is finally going to notice that. He is going to move out as well with these Marines, with these tanks. Serral's done a very good job of just hiding this roach production. So Bunny going to fully move out before he can notice that.
Yeah, Bunny is committing to this push. Of course, the push is going to hit with Stim, Combat Shields, and +1. He did lose a lot of his Hellions, unfortunately, so he's not going to have as many to help buffer and deal with these lings. But regardless, he will have a powerful army. Meanwhile, Serral goes for a bit of a ling counterattack to try and catch some of these reinforcements.
Yeah, I do worry that Serral has actually been caught a little bit earlier than he was prepared, and there might just not be enough here to hold this.
We'll see. The tanks unfortunately weren't able to siege up. The Roach Ravager pushes on forward as well. It looks like Serral is going to be able to push this back.
Yeah, there we go. With that siege being prevented, should be no problem at all. And Serral going to go for a little bit of a counterattack here. Doesn't want to overextend as Bunny does get those tanks out. And Bunny going to be putting some pressure on behind this. Will he throw down a third CC though?
Yeah, that's the question. Is he going to commit to the all-in, or is he going to try and macro on out of this? For the time being, he's still only on 2 CCs, still only on 2 bases. He's just continuing to rally everything across the map. Meanwhile, Serral is going for another faster infestation pit here.
Yeah, very interesting. Looks like he's going to go back into the same kind of style. Bunny actually managing to drag some of these roaches into the tank fire while setting up a double drop, but Serral already in position for this. He is way too fast for that.
Serral's... Oh, he actually... I didn't realize. I was like, is he making a second Bailey Nest? No, he canceled his first Bailey Nest for a faster Roach Warren. So I guess the infestation pit does make sense because it's going to take a while for him to really get into bailing speed if he wants to go into infestors. For the time being, though, Bunny is still trying to find a way to break into these bases.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job just kind of baiting these roaches over and over again into the tank lines. And with this many tanks, does get a fair bit of damage whenever that happens. But he's in an awkward position here where normally you would be going into tank lib to try to break through these positions. But with the Ravager count at the where it is, you don't really want to be venturing too far onto creep with tanks or liberators.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really awkward to try and adapt here to what Serral has. He's just continuing to pump out what he has. As you were saying, liberators are now going to be on the way here for Bunny. He's going to try and make use of them. We do see a bit of a drop being set up as well to maybe sneak in towards the main base. Meanwhile, Serral, with that infestation pit, doesn't go into infestors. He's going straight for a hive.
Yeah, very fast hive. He knows that if he can get to lurkers, that completely shuts down this push as well. We do see Serral. He doesn't realize that this drop is on the way. The queens are in position. No medevacs going down though.
Oh my god, that medevac survives with 1 HP. Barely gets the hell out of there. Serral does deflect that push. Meanwhile, the Roach Ravager army from Serral is getting insane. He is maxed out.
Yeah, he has a massive 1-1 army here. He has 2-2 on the way. That hive really not too far off finishing. He should just be able to crush through this army of Bunny. We do see some biles going down, but too many tanks there in position.
Yeah, just a few too many tanks. The biles do pick up a couple of units though, and again, they're just designed to slow this push down as more lings and roaches are being made.
Yeah, there we go. And this bio count is getting absolutely shredded. Every time Bunny ventures too far away from his tank, Serral is happy to take that fight, and he's just going to keep on improving his army every time he loses these roaches.
Yeah, exactly. 2-2s on the way. Vipers are in production as well to go for the Blinding Clouds to really dive and shut down this tank line. We do see the army steaming on forward. Looks like a hatchery is, or could even be sniped, but no, the Ling Ravager forces this back.
Yeah, Bunny is just losing way too much bio. He has no transition behind this. He just has to make this work with these tanks, with these liberators, but he has to push so slowly. And behind this, Serral's got his 2-2 on the way. He has that hive finished. He's got Vipers on the way. Looks like that's what that was for.
Exactly, and finally the 4th base goes down. It feels like Bunny has been fighting for that for the past 4 or so minutes, and at this point it may just be a little bit too late. Serral even has a Ling Force out there just to catch any reinforcements as they come across the map. Bunny, he's a little bit wise to that. He's keeping his reinforcements back at home, but the Vipers, they just need a little bit more time for those Blinding Clouds.
Yeah, I do worry for Bunny. If these tanks are too bunched up, if those Vipers throw down some Blinding Clouds on the tanks and he goes for a big surround, he's going to absolutely crush this push. Looks like Bunny realizes the danger. He's going to go for quite a long route around. Serral spotting this out, but his Lings have been trapped.
Oh yeah, the Lings are going to get cleaned up, but they're going to buy some time. Serral likewise is going to be able to rotate as well to keep up with Bunny's army movement. And here we go. Serral, he's topped up with his Vipers.
Yeah, it's time to go. He's going to crush this. Huge Blinding Clouds going down on every single tank. Looks like he's going to back out from this fight, but he goes back in once again. Every Bane being focused down, but the Roach Rab is too strong here.
Yeah, exactly. And he still has more energy for Blinding Clouds. He can go for a second wave. There we go, just covering every single one of those tanks.
Every tank going to be Blinding Clouded. 3 tanks go down. Serral just over and over trading against this army. He realizes that he doesn't even have to kill this. He just has to shave down this army bit by bit by bit. Finally, he's going to pull the trigger. He jumps down, takes out every single tank, and all that is left is bio.
Yeah, and again, the entire time Bunny has just been all in for the past 11 minutes, and he's being cleaned up. Serral scouted this very early on. He was even able to delay the production for Bunny for a long time. GG gets called, and Serral ties it up 1-1.
GG. Great defense there from Serral. Fantastic patience, just shaving down the bio count over and over again, never overcommitting to a fight. And giving himself that risk to lose that way. He's such a consistent player.
Oh yeah, he really is. Like, he just knows his responses. His macro is so clean as well. The one thing that he can sometimes lack is scatting information. We've seen that in the past, but once he has it, mate, he just knows exactly what to do. And Buddy was forced in a really awkward position. Like, of course he knows that he got scattered, right? He had to deal with that Ling, and he had to make a choice. You know, do we commit or do we transition? And I think you pointed it out as it was happening. It took him a while to recognize that Serral was going for a roach response.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like he just found out about that a little bit too late to be able to macro out of it, and that's kind of how this game didn't work out for him. And he did the best that he could to set up these drops here and there, but Serral was just too good at being in position every time.
Oof. Yeah, he was always in position. As we are going to be getting into the ace match, game number 3 of this TVZ, and it is going to be on inside and out.
Oh, let's go. A balanced map, finally.
You're an animal. Oh my god. Yes, you know, one of the more Terran favored maps in the map pool. But yeah, we'll see how this goes in the end. Where, as a reminder, like, the winner of this series moves on first in the group. The loser will have another chance to get knocked down to the decider match. There will not be knocked out of the group.
Yeah, there we go. But fighting for that chance to get out of this group nice and early. Here we have in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the red Terran playing for Team Envy. It is Bunny.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have his opponent, the Finnish Zerg player representing NC Sports. It is Serral. And Serral, for the entire series, he's been the aggressor, and for the first time in this best of 3, Serral is going for a hatch first.
Yeah, there we go. Not going to be opting to go for the pull first again. Didn't really work out that well for him last game. It does look like Bunny isn't going to be going for the CC first again, going for a bit more of a standard build. And yeah, I wouldn't mind maybe seeing Bunny mix things up by going for a 3cc here. He has looked incredibly strong with just standard play in recent times as well.
Yeah, like, maybe it's kind of the TVT that we casted earlier that's been bleeding on over, but this series has been very aggressive and very back and forth. We've had some longer games like the game on Waterfall, but like, we've seen anything but straight up macro standard play, and I would really enjoy it if we got that in at least the last game.
Let's play some StarCraft. Let me play StarCraft.
Let me play StarCraft, Papi. Stop all-inning.
Let the Zerg get what they want. Or it's not StarCraft.
I'm crying, Papi. I'm getting PTSD.
Yeah, as we do see this SCV going to be coming out from Bunny, so did skip the SCV scout a few times, but there has been a lot of pull first, so pretty understandable to go for that. Yeah. We'll go for the hatch block on the third as well.
Yeah, there we go. The SCV just confirming that we have a hatch first opener for the first time this series, so Bunny can respond accordingly. We do see that, of course, he went for his Reaper opener, and actually isn't going to be keeping his SCV across map, is going to be sending it back home, isn't too concerned with delaying that third.
Yeah, okay, there we go. So we do see that Reaper going to be jumping on in there behind this. Bunny has thrown down a second gas as well, so it does have a few more aggressive options. This usually will lead into a Hellbat build.
Oh boy, and yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Bunny's been kind of favoring some Hellbat pushes in this matchup, specifically the Marauder variant. I'm not necessarily saying that's what he'll go for here, but like, we've seen it from time to time.
Yeah, for sure. As here we go, we do see it. Yeah, both players just going for a very standard opening. Serral is going to be getting that fast third hatch and just delaying that link speed a little bit. We just see that being started up at a pretty decent time as Bunny is going to double check everything is normal in the main.
Yeah, just confirming no additional gas mining, no roach warren or the fast lair, anything crazy like that. Even going to be trying to harassing this mineral line. Oh, he does force a spore to be morphed in. He shouldn't really be able to get too many drones. Oh, there we go. Forces a second spore.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good Reaper. I think it got one drone at the start and forces 2 spores, so definitely a good job there, as well as getting all the scouting. So nice Reaper from Bunny. Behind this is just going to be going into Banshee. So going to be a 2cc Banshee, a very safe build coming out from Bunny. Maybe expecting that Serral was going to be going for a Roach play here.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, Serral has been making Roaches every single game so far, so it does make a lot of sense here. Is going to be playing it safe. I guess the onus is going to be a little bit more on Bunny to deal damage with his Hellions, with his Banshees.
Yeah, there we go. That Overlord of Serral is going to get the full scout as well as those links, so he should know exactly what's going on here. Looks like Bunny is going to be heading out with his first 4 Hellions, seeing if he can get any damage, but link speed is finished. Serral should be just fine to push this away.
Yeah, there are only 4 Hellions out here, so Serral isn't really too much in danger. He's able to scout and confirm. The Tech Lab researching across the map is fully aware of the Banshee play and is going to be making plenty of Queens to respond. A couple of spores as well a little bit later when they are necessary. So yeah, some great responses so far. Nothing too crazy coming out here as the first Banshee is headed towards the third.
Yeah, and there we go. These fast Hellions are going to be trying to fight with these Queens a little bit. This is something, of course, that you can do. The Zergs lately have been splitting up their Queens just to help that creep spread go a little bit faster. And sometimes you can get this opportunity to fight them.
Yeah, exactly, and he even forced a lot of Queens to respond to the Hellions, so the Banshee has a little bit more access or availability to deal damage. Did get 1 drone in the end, but so far only 1. The spores have finished up just in time, and oh, he gets a second.
Yeah, good little bit of damage with the Banshee, but I think the Banshee might it just gets out of range of that spore, so Bunny going to be able to send that one back home, repair it on up.
Yeah, it does survive in the end, which is again pretty important because honestly getting 2 worker kills isn't really worth it for a Banshee. Oh, he's even able to delay the 4th base here. The second Banshee comes in just in time.
Yeah, nicely done there. Bunny making a lot of use out of his units. We do see all of his units nice and low. Would be nice to get the repair on that as well, but going to be landing that third, getting this Marine tank force up and running.
Yeah, he even gets a kill on that drone as well as he was just about to get that 4th base. So nicely done by Bunny, being as annoying as possible. Meanwhile, we have that 3rd CC on location. Additional racks is being taken as well. Bunny just getting into his more standard game. And Serral, you know, for the first time, we're going to be able to see his Ling Bane come to full fruition.
Yeah, there we go. So Serral finally gets to play his standard game, gets to show off his skills when it comes to that. We just see creep being spread all the way through the middle of the map. As his Hellions do get a little bit more damage. That 4th finally going to be able to get down, but it's been harassed quite a lot.
Yeah, it's been delayed by quite a lot as well. So for Serral to double expand from this position makes a lot of sense to try and catch up and keep his production up alongside Bunny. We see 1-1 on the way for the Ling Bane. And Serral's done a decent job here at droning. Going up to 67 at this point is just making nothing but Ling Bane though.
Yeah, there we go. Insane amounts of attention to detail as well coming out from Serral, just constantly splitting and resplitting those lings, not letting Bunny get a good fight with those Hellions. We can see both of these players so fast.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Serral spreading a lot of creep towards the center of the map as well. Banshee's going to be harassing the top left-hand base. Queens are responding in kind. Lings are out on the map, so it looks like Hellions do force a cancel on the 5th.
Yeah, there we go. Those Banshees completely force these Queens out of position. We just see Serral is going to be setting up for a massive Ling Bane run by, trying to use that supply. And for Bunny, there is nothing at home right now.
There is nothing at home. There's nothing to stop the Banelings and waddling on in. Serral, he's keeping Bunny preoccupied across the map. And here we go. Baneling speed finishes up just in time.
Yeah, there we go. Baneling speed is going to be finished. These SCVs in a world of trouble. Looks like we're going to be dropping on back to the tanks, but there is just not enough here to deal with this. Looks like the SCVs are going to escape. Only 7 have gone down so far.
Yeah, not too much economic damage, but this forces Bunny back. Meanwhile, all the Marines of Bunny get caught out in the middle of the map as they try to come back home.
Yeah, a lot of those going to be taken down by the Ling Bane. Serral playing a very aggressive game here once again, staying on quite a low drone count, getting burrow as well for this Ling Bane. This is something that I would expect out of a player like a Laser, but not often do I see this out of Serral.
Yeah, I was really surprised as well to see that burrow. A little bit of fancy moves coming out from Serral, as you're saying, staying on a really low drone count. Finally, he does find the room to re-drone and try to get back up to around 70 plus workers, but Bunny, likewise, is going to take this lying down. Is going for a drop on the right-hand side of the map.
Yes, it's very funny. So much respect for Serral for Bunny here. It's almost a little unusual to see him playing this aggressive, and I like this adjustment as well. It's really made this an exciting series.
Yeah, it really has. It's something you don't see too often out of Serral. Meanwhile, we have that drop in the main base is going to be forced to pick up. Does get a queen for its troubles, and is going to be able to barely get the hell out of here. Again, Bunny does have by himself some breathing room to resaturate his bases to get a fourth base. Fourth CC is already done. 2-2 on the way. Oh god, and he goes for another drop on the left-hand side.
Yeah, nice drop. Just abusing how far away these bases are from each other. We'll be able to get a decent amount of damage. Serral does clean this up. The spores are doing good work, but 6 drones going down. Bunny going to be threatening this right-hand side base as well. And Serral not quite in position. There we go. The Lings are arriving now.
Yeah, bearing in mind that Burrow was just revealed to Bunny there, as Serral was actually burrowing his drones defensively to protect them against the drop. So now Bunny has to, that's going to be in the back of his mind. He's going to have to pre-scan when pushing up ramps and pushing onto creep just in case.
Yeah, it definitely is the potential for burrowed banelings. We do see that Serral has been trying to get away with making as few banelings as possible. And we can see the reason why. He's gone for a very fast hive here.
Yeah, Hive is already about to finish up just as 2-2 finishes up as well to get straight into those upgrades. Widowmine drop on the left-hand side is going to get quite a lot of drones. 7 drones go down and the mines are saved.
Yeah, nicely done by Bunny there. Has been putting on a lot of pressure behind this. He does have his 4th getting landed up and running, just pumping out those mines. We still don't see any Ghost Academy or anything like that. A lot of Ling Bane here threatening for Serral. Is Bunny going to be in position? Great mine shot.
Oh yeah, juicy mine connection there from a Bunny. Meanwhile, he has his forces out on the map trying to pull Serral apart. I wasn't expecting this, but Serral is going into Ultras, and there's the Hydra Den.
Yeah, there we go. The Ultras and the Hydras. Serral maybe just wanting to get this match a little bit more under control for himself. Try to deal with the turtling Bunny here as we do see a Bunny getting that 4th up and running. Doesn't have any extra gases there yet, so not really going to be looking to go into any Ghost or Lib production. Just sticking on this mid-game army for now.
And so far, it's not doing too bad here, at least as long as he's able to keep these drops alive. As soon as they get taken out, you know, this 4th base of Bunny is looking quite exposed. He won't really have too much to defend against any kind of major counterattack, as Serral is investing into his Ultra upgrades.
Yeah, there we go. We do have those Ultra upgrades both on the way. Adrenal on the way as well. That should be finishing up pretty soon. And behind this, he does have that Hydra transition in the works.
Yeah, exactly. For those Hydras, maybe even Lurkers down the line if need be. We do see Serral getting ready for a bit of a counterattack at this 4th base location. Again, there's not really much here to defend. There is a sensor tower though, so Bunny is now fully aware he's going to be able to rotate over and try to keep up with any kind of run-bys.
Yeah, exactly. So it does have that vision up and running. We don't see any extra CCs just yet, so I'm a little bit worried for Bunny. It's going to be difficult for him to get into that 5th base. There we go. We do see 5th started there over at the 3rd base, but gonna need to get something done with this mid-game army.
Yeah, we'll see if he can. I mean, he's been relentless with these Widowmine drops. 8 more drones go down to the mines, by the way. There's still a mine over towards the top left that is going to reset soon. Meanwhile, again, not trading too badly with the Ling Bane.
Yeah, great splits over on that right-hand side, despite having a little bit going on the left there. So good attention to detail from Bunny, and he will be rewarded by taking out this base.
Yeah, Hatchery is going to go down at the same time. Now he can focus on his push on the left-hand side. Going up the side here. It looks like there's plenty of Ling Bane to respond, though. The Vipers come in as well to shut down these medevacs.
Yeah, a lot of parasitic bombs going to be going down. We do have some last-minute splits coming out from Bunny. He's going to be keeping most of those safe. One of them going to be going down, but importantly saves the other 2.
Oh my god, yes, some of the medevacs do manage to get out of there, but a lot of supply did just go down for Bunny.
Yeah, we do see that little battle between the 2 players. We see Serral and Clem get into this fight all the time, where Serral hold positions his links in front of a mine and tries to split them, and then the Terran can retarget. But at the same time, there is plenty going on across the other side of the map. On the right-hand side, does look like Bunny has just caught this split a little underdone by Serral.
Oh yeah, but the Widow Mines are a little bit slow to burrow. 2 mines go down prematurely. We do see another cancel on that 5th base. But we do see Bunny responding here. There aren't any Vipers to try and Blinding Cloud, to Parasitic Bomb these medevacs.
Yeah, the first ultras have hit the field now for Serral. Kind of makes sense why he would go for this as well. It did feel like Bunny was relying on getting a lot of momentum going, and with these ultras and vipers arriving, Serral is going to be able to shut that momentum down.
Oh, exactly. The ultras with all of their upgrades, kindness plating is done, 3-3 done as well. He's looking to dive on top of this. We do have a lot of mines, but they're a little bit too far back. They're not really going to help out too much against the Ling Bane.
Yeah, but there we go. Really nice SimCity from Bunny. Is going to use that Marauder just to lock that little angle there. So recognizing that, going to be backing off as well. And does look like Bunny wants to start to put a bit of pressure on. Maybe take out these ultras before the Banelings can be morphed in.
Yeah, the Banelings, they still need a little bit more time to finish on up here. Bunny, he's being drawn out into the open. Serral getting ready for a bit of a flank. We do have another army coming in from the left-hand side.
Yeah, space going to be cancelled once again, but Bunny, yeah, going quite deep. Does have the medevacs that he needs to be able to defend this army. The Banelings all going to be cancelled. That's a nice catch for Bunny.
Yeah, the Banelings, they just cannot finish. Meanwhile, Serral, he's going to be trying to dive on top of this wide shot. Oh, does get baited out.
Yeah, there we go. Plenty going on that right-hand side. Looks like Bunny just going to have to pick up, get on out of there. There is a little bit more going down in the bottom left-hand side. 6 of those SCVs being taken down by some of these Lings. Nice parasitic bombs as well, but the splits are good for Bunny.
Splits are good. Only one medevac goes down. That was a kill, also not a cancel on that Morphian hatchery of Serral, so he does end up losing a couple more resources there. Lurker Den is on the way, so we have that tech available if we need it. And finally, we have Banelings morphed in for Serral. So often they were forced to cancel, but now he has an army.
Yeah, Serral has really struggled to get this 6 base up and running though, and with this 5th being landed for Bunny, if he can get this 5th mining, that could be the way to win this game for him, but it looks like he realizes he just doesn't have enough to hold this position just yet.
Yeah, exactly. He's forced to give it up, forced to lift up as well. Serral getting ready to come in from multiple angles. We do have a lot of Widow Mines set up though, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for Serral to really go for the surround that he wants.
Yeah, but there we go. He is going to be threatening from that left-hand side. Pretty good fight here from Bunny. The splits are good too. Very nice fight. A lot of the Ling and Bane is going to be going down, but we do see this flank coming in from the left-hand side.
Yeah, we see the surround coming in from Serral. The Widowmine shots were not good enough for Bunny. He does take down all the ultras though and actually cleans up.
Yeah, with that army getting redropped, he is going to be able to secure this bottom right-hand side base. It just depends whether he can deal with this Remax coming out from Serral. Serral does have 2 Vipers, has his Lurker upgrades on the way as well. I do feel like these 6 Hydras probably destined to be Lurkers here.
Yeah, I don't know if I like a Lurker transition right now. We have some Liberators, we have some Ghosts as well, but I guess the Liberator count isn't too high. Right now, Bunny is a little bit more concerned with rebuilding his ground army, so we'll see if this works out, as Serral even makes an Infestor.
Yeah, there we go. So Serral just branching out a little bit with his tech. He's going to have a small Ling run by here as well, just trying to get whatever value it can. He's going to get some pretty good value. Takes out a mine, takes out a good amount of bio. Nice moves by Serral.
Exactly. Serral even you can't see it on the minimap. Serral's taking the left-hand base. It's underneath the CC. It is gonna be on the way there, so being a little bit cheeky. Hopefully Bunny can recognize that in time to try and deny it. Meanwhile, Adaptive Talents is being researched as well. Serral working on all of his Lurker upgrades.
I do worry a little bit for Serral. He doesn't have much creep on this right-hand side, and this could be a place for Bunny to start setting up a push.
Oh yeah, definitely. Serral doesn't have too much defensive power here. Meanwhile, again, Bunny, he doesn't stop with these Widow Mine drops. He gets 8 more drones that he's trying to waddle away with his mines.
Yeah, there we go. Nice damage. He's going to be able to get those mines away from the spore as well, so they will just be set up in an awkward position where they can start to maybe catch some rallies coming out from that hatchery. Looks like Bunny going to be pressuring through the middle, but Serral does have a good surround set up, and the Lurkers have hit the field. 9 Lurkers being morphed in right now.
And we'll see if Serral can get the same money shot he got on Waterfall, because we have 1 Infestor in the middle of Bunny's army right now, here in the center of the map, waiting for that fungal.
Yeah, a lot of good targets here. He could even go for an EMP on the Ghosts, an EMP on the Medevacs even. There's a lot of opportunity here. Looks like Bunny realizes he needs to improve his army a little bit. He's going to be splitting off a few drops here while he moves over to the left-hand side.
Yeah, here we go. Serral is looking for an opening, but the center part does get blocked off. It looks like no, Serral, he wants to break through.
Yeah, he charges straight on through. The reaction a little bit slow from Bunny. There are going to be a lot of Lings and Banes getting on top of these Ghosts. He does split off to the side, but the Lurkers are set up through the middle of this map. Big surround coming in from Bunny, though. If he can scan and start dropping some snipes, he might be able to clear out some Lurkers.
A lot of bio goes down to the Lurkers, though. There just wasn't enough to break on through. This is a brutal position for Bunny to be in, where the low ground is under the control of the Zerg player. And now Serral, he can kind of pick and choose where he wants to take a fight. Looks like he needs a little bit more time to reinforce, but here we go. The Lurkers push on in.
Yeah, and a lot of Ghosts just got taken out there on the low ground. Bunny, unfortunately, not able to save too many of those from the Hydras, and there's just not really an answer for these Lurkers right now.
Yeah, Bunny cannot push on in. He's trying desperately, but every time he does, he loses more Marines and more Marauders. Serral's kind of buffer is being kind of thinned out here, but we see why. Serral's Lingbane army is pushing over towards the fresh mining base of Bunny.
Yeah, there we go. He recognizes those Lurkers are in danger, gets them on out of there. These Banelings should be able to clean up the SCVs. PF, this is very important. PF is going to be going down.
Oh my god, the most important base for Bunny gets taken out, and that again, that was I want to kind of commend Serral for that. I was kind of expecting him to reinforce and try to break into the natural, but no, he knows how important it is to just cripple the economy of Bunny.
Yeah, there we go. Even borrows some Banes there, so just forcing more scans, maybe setting up a little bit of damage there if Bunny does forget that that's there, but we do see Serral once again going to be shoving into the center with these Lings. He has been so good with these little Ling run-bys, trying to catch out small amounts of army or transferring SCVs, anything like that.
Yeah, he's just been pulling Bunny apart. Every moment he finds an opportunity to dive in, he goes for it, and now he's been able to remax and rebuild his army. Bunny is forced to stay here on the right-hand side just because he has to protect his economy, but that just kind of makes an opening here for Serral.
Yeah, there we go. One nice mine shot there for Bunny, but over on the right-hand side, he is going to be taking this fight. The Lings definitely do not want to be committing to that, but once these Lurkers get back in position, this buyer will have to get on out of here.
And here we go. Serral is diving on top of this army, forces a massive pickup. We don't see a parasitic bomb on the medevacs, instead on these Liberators, and Liberators are going to get taken down.
Yeah, there we go. We do have an orbital down here, which I do like. Does mean he's going to be able to pick up and get on out of there. Serral did lose actually a lot of Lurkers in that last fight.
Yeah, a lot of Lurkers have gone down. We don't have too many remaining. We only have 4 left here for Serral. The Liberators, they did well for themselves, and we do see another Lurker going down.
Yeah, there we go. Ooh, Bunny almost getting forced to go back over these borrowed Banes. Looks like Serral just going to unborrow them, get the hits that he needs. Nice little trade there for Bunny, but he just doesn't really have enough to make this worth it.
Yeah, he doesn't have an economy right now. Look, he hasn't even landed the bottom right-hand base because of that Zergling. We need a scan. We need a unit. There we go. We see that scan here for Bunny to try to get his economy back up and running, but it may just be too late. He doesn't have the bank that he needs.
Yeah, this Ling Bane just going to be rolling on in. Really nice mine shot there from Bunny, but just shows how far behind he is, that he's still not winning even with that huge mine.
Exactly. You know, it's just a numbers game at the end of the day. The Liberator putting in a lot of work, but finally it's going to be going down to these Queens. Serral getting that bottom left-hand base up and running as well, getting fully saturated, and yeah, Bunny, he's just being spread far too thin.
Yeah, he does not have enough here to hold these bases on this left-hand side. He is running really low on scans as well. Just trying to use these last couple tanks and Liberators, but Serral, he is so efficient with his trades. He just takes whatever damage is there, gets on out of there, and he's going to be breaking down this wall as well.
Yeah, he breaks down the wall at the same time he breaks in towards the bottom right-hand base as well. We see a parasitic bomb on those medevacs. GG gets called, and Serral takes the series 2-1.
GG. Nicely done by Serral. Brings it back from his 2-0. From Bunny 2-0 up. Incredible. Incredible.
How does he do it? How does he do it, mate? It's crazy. It's crazy. But GG. Well played. Congratulations to Serral as he does advance on first in this group. But he didn't have an easy time there. Bunny, he fought back quite hard, and we had some pretty intense games all throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice play from both players and a really exciting series.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just It was a great TV. So far, every series actually has been really dynamic, really back and forth. There's been moments for both players, for all players even. And yeah, congratulations to Serral, of course. It shouldn't be the biggest surprise, but maybe a little bit, just because of how stacked this group is, how much quality players there are in this group. And soon we're going to be finding out who's going to be the first to be eliminated from Group D.
Yeah, here we go. It is going to be Cure versus Lambo.
Oh yes, Cure versus Lambo. But before that happens, before we get into Cure versus Lambo, we have of course two series remaining: the elimination match and the decider match. We are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be giving everyone some time to get some water, to get some food, to go to the bathroom, to stretch, more importantly. And when we come back, we'll have that TVZ.
Oh, I can peel myself off my seat. Beautiful.
Oh, you're sweaty, Papi. Oh my God.
Don't think about it too much. As we'll see you after this break.
See you soon.